What's going to be one family? It's your boy Big Vic. Welcome back to my Black Universe. You guys know I'm a man of my word. That's how I was going to do this program, and I'm doing this program. Let's get to it. So this program is about giving back to the next generation. I remember being 15 years old and seeing the older cats that was 40, 45, driving Mercedes Benz, Cadillac, dressed to the nines every Sunday. And was like, man, what do they do? And not knowing what they did. We went to church, been to church at the congregation for years. And me and other cats that were about 15, some of them were a little bit older, some of them a little bit younger. But we're gonna say the average age of 15, never knew what they did unless they were family. And I remember growing up, and I remember asking my dad last year, um, I want to say the fall of last year, I said, Pop, how come and then this is after I learned that most of them had a trade. Most of them were carpenters, electrician, HVAC. Most of them were in a trade. Like my dad, he was a plumber. Pop, how come you want to take us, on Saturdays and show us what you were doing, showing us like the type of work you were doing? Like, wow. He was like, try to get the brothers together. It was no go. There was a few of them. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it disheartened me to figure or to learn that information because this is I'm gonna say the name, and this not to discredit the current congregation now. This is back when I was 15. I'm about to be 42 this year. So many years ago, over 25 years ago. I remember over 25 years ago, the neighborhood. In fact, let's pull it up, man. Y'all know me. I be I gotta show y'all what I'm telling you. I gotta show you what I'm telling you. Eastland Church of Christ in Fort Worth. Let's go to the map view. So I remember this is the map view, right? And this is this part. This is north, south. No, 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 no. I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. That's correct. That was correct. That was correct. That was correct. So this is the north side, south side. The church faces this road. Quells Lane. I remember this being all black folk. All black folk. And I also remember going through this neighborhood in 2024. I was like, man, I was rolling around and I was on twos. I was on a bike. And I was like, let me roll through here. And I rolled through there, nothing but Latinos. Nothing but Latinos. Now, Victor, why is that important? Because the church is supposed to service the neighborhood, right? It's supposed to be the spiritual hub, but also I believe the church fails the black neighborhood because it's not also the financial um work hub. Like that's not teaching the finances. It's not also teaching how to be a viable person in the workforce. And I say that because anybody that knows about this area knows I believe it is Eastwood. This is supposed to be Eastwood. And knows all up through here, this was the hood. I'm pretty sure it's all Latino now. If this street is all Latino, Quails, I'm pretty sure all this is Latino. Because I remember there'd be a lot of apartments over here. A lot of apartments. And this is stop six. Stop six still have a few black folk in it. But I'm pretty sure they're getting pushed out because most of them are getting older. So when I learned that, I was like, dang, that's and my thought process was if they would have just invested a few Saturdays, a couple Saturdays out of the month, hey, this is what I do. So we could see it and put our eyes on it. Maybe we wouldn't be trying to chase college because a lot of us didn't do nothing in college. It took me, I did, I did good in Tarrant County College. Did good there. Then left Tarrant County, went to University of North Texas, and then did do nothing. I know what I was aimless. I did Tarrant County College. I did good because I was doing my basics, right? I was doing all the basic stuff. It's like cool, but for the most part, I was aimless because I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. And of course, if you go to a counselor, they ask you, well, what are you good at? What do you like? What's your passion? And if your passion is some BS that don't pay no money, You in school getting a degree for something that don't pay no money. So you racking up school loan debt, $40,000, $80,000 in school loan debt to not make any money when you graduate. You got a piece of paper that ain't worth nothing. So I say all that to say this is if those brothers and most of them are dead now would have done that, I wonder how that congregation would have flourished and how the neighborhood would have flourished. No, not everybody's gonna come to church with you. No, not everybody's gonna stay in the neighborhood. But it would mean something to somebody to have their son know how to hot water heater went out again and the man, oh, I know how to fix that, mama. They taught me at church. Let me ask some of the brothers. They come through, she buy the hot water heater, she see her son install it. What that would do for that young man to be able to do that for his mama. I got a plumbing issue. Mama, I know how to do this. This is the part you need. Boy, you don't know. I learned that at church. I learned that here. I learned the brothers at church. They sat me down. They gave me up. I did it. I did it at church. He don't. Yes, ma'am. We taught him. You know what he doing to fix the plumbing. Little plumbing issues there. Little what they would have done for the neighborhood. All the houses end up dilapidated because one, you're not working and making enough money to fix it because when the house was bought, $60,000 at the most. When the house was bought, if it's not a much older house where they got it for nothing, less than 15, less than 20. But now the house is worth more. The materials are worth more. So to have that upkeep, you got to have the money to get the supplies to fix it. And then if you're going through somebody else, well, you got to be able to pay them for their time, pay them for the supplies and the markup and things of that nature. So I didn't want to be one of those old heads that's 40 plus with the knowledge that I've been through some things and I did some things, excuse me, making some decent money and not give y'all the game so y'all don't have to wait till you're 30 to get in school to get to this point. So you can be sub 25 years of age and start getting to this. So by the time you're 35, 40, you have surpassed me in potential income. And so I'm not pointing this church out. Don't go to him. Oh, he said y'all this. No. I'm doing this based off my experience from over 25 years ago. And this is why I'm doing this program today. So let's close that up. Mission statement. Too many generations go without the info needed to gain a leg up. I experienced that growing up, and now I refuse to move the same way. Point one. This is the reason why. The elders are passing away. These folk are passing away. What you need to understand is time is inescapable. You're going to get older. Unless you die young, you're going to get older. It's everyone's going to get older. And I'm telling you this so you don't waste time. I literally spent about 10 years collecting school loan debt. If I was collecting school loan debt, I was just working odd jobs, temp services, not going to work, spinning my wheels. Some of you are doing the same thing because you don't have anybody giving you the game or also showing you other viable options where you can start making money. All right, they're letting you know that you see them doing stuff. You see D boys doing what they're doing, but you know it's going to end in either being dead or in jail. You see the old heads, they got all this money, they doing all this stuff, but they're not telling you what they do, or if there's a way for you to get into it without breaking the bank. And so I got that information. I compiled it. I've asked actual cats who are doing what they do, and they've given me the game. So I'm bringing it to you. So yeah, I don't want you to waste time. The second point, the olders are retiring. There are people who are retiring. They're tired. They've been doing this for 30 plus years. Some of them are having to work 30 plus years. One, because of 2008. What happened in 2008, the market crashed. And then others, the cost of living, when it jumped up, like, oh, I'm retired. Well, no, cost of living go up. You got to work some more. But after 30 plus some years, hey, man, I'm tired. I'm about to retire. And I want to get you guys in because they have a wealth of knowledge. Some of them assholes, cantankerous. It is what it is. But they have a wealth of knowledge in that field that if you get next to them, and yes, they're gonna fuss and complain and grumble and all this stuff. That's what old men do. They just you do it like that. You young and hey, all right, all right, old school. All right, come on, man. Show me how to do it right. Show me the way you do it. Let me show you this trick I learned. That's what you want to gain. There's no point in letting these folk retire with all this knowledge and wealth on how to do things within parameters, within code, and that makes them more efficient, and letting them retire with that. And you got to learn it all over again. Let's get you in and get as much knowledge as you can before they set their old behinds down and say, I don't want to do this no more. 3, the illegals are being removed. A lot of these jobs open up opportunities you couldn't get because they was like, no, we're gonna get, and I don't care if you're Latino and you get upset, you know what it is. You know they underpay y'all. We're gonna get Pedro and them, Pedro and his cousin. We can pay Pedro and his cousin what we would pay one of you. Because we know Pedro's cousin don't speak English. And if we ever get out of source, we can, yeah, we get him up out of here. You don't have that leash on you. You don't have that leash on your neck. So with them getting pushed out of here, it's prime time for you to get put in position so you can start making the money and demand a fair wage. Entry level positions are opening up because a lot of them, they, oh yeah, yeah, we hiring, but the hiring manager's Latino. The person who put up the ad, he's Latino. The manager's Latino. You come in there, you might my like my name's Victor. You come in there, and they see you, negro, negrito. Oh no, we can't let you come here. Everybody's Latino. Y'all seen it. Now these folk gotta go. They ain't hiding. It is what it is. You should have did things the legal way. That's what they tell us. But you can't get in these positions without the education to fill in some fields. Some places won't let you get in without that education first. Other places, yeah, they can come in entry level. You're gonna get paid a lot less until you get the proper level of education, the documentation, whether it's a certificate or an associate's degree in that field to come in. So either which way, there's ways to get properly educated, to get in these positions to start your journey to making that good money. The skills needed to build. This is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about trades. We're going to talk about these 2 scholarships, Tennessee Promise Scholarship and Tennessee Reconnect Scholarship. Let's break them down. Boom. Tennessee Promise Scholarship requirements. The Tennessee Promise Scholarship provides last dollar tuition for eligible Tennessee high school graduates at community or technical colleges. Key requirements include submitting the application by November 3rd and FAFSA by April 1st of senior year. All right, that's what I say, don't waste time. Attending mandatory meetings. Yep, you got to go. Completing 16 hours of community service annually and maintaining a 2.0 GPA, which is nothing. 2.0 is nothing. That's a C. That's a C. All right, now I'm not going to harp too much about the GPA. You can have a 2.0 GPA, but be one of the most brilliant electricians, plumbers ever. You just know how to break it down. You may not be great in the class as far as the theory, but you understand what it means and how not to electrocute yourself if you're an electrician. Put a nail through your finger with a nail gun if you're a carpenter, or or have sewage back up through the toilet if you're a plumber. All right. I'm not saying you can't have a C level GPA and be a brilliant tradesman, but I went hard my last outing in school because I had bombed out so many times. That was me personally because of my lack of discipline. Key eligibility requirements: residency must be a Tennessee resident. Hold on, I'm sorry, you guys still see me. My apologies. My apologies, B1 family. Let me get me off the screen. I just thought about it. Let's break it. Let's go. Let's break it back down. In fact, we're gonna just take me off screen all the way. Boom. All right. Tennessee Promise Scholarship provides last dollar tuition for eligible Tennessee high school graduates. You can read all this right here. Submit an application by November 3rd and pass by April 1st of your senior year. All right. So get right on that. Resident, you must be a Tennessee resident, U.S. citizen, eligible non-citizen. We ain't talking about that. We talking about our FBA young men. Education, graduate from a Tennessee high school, homeschool, or earn a GED high set before age 19. Applications, you got to submit that Tennessee Promise application by November 3rd of your senior year. So that means you got to do that as soon as your fall semester starts in senior year. Submit that, get it knocked out. All right, get it knocked out. Financial aid. Complete the FAFSA by April 1st of your senior year and every year thereafter. Maintaining eligibility post high school. Enrollment. Start at a Tennessee Board of Regents institution or eligible institution in the fall immediately following graduation. That means you can't take a year off. Man, I'm going to release some racks. Nope. Take advantage of this. Full-time status. Enrolling in and maintaining at least 12 credit hours per semester. Academic process. Maintain the 2.0. Service hours. Complete the 16 hours community service before each academic year. That means you take a couple weekends. Or take a weekend. 16 hours is two 8-hour shifts. Man, I gotta go in. Yeah. One weekend out of 3 months off. Handle that. Meetings. Attend all mandatory TN Achieves or partner organization meetings. Go to those meetings. Note the UT Promise program has different requirements, including a 75,000 household income limit. I.e., if your family ain't making money like that, this is the perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of this. All right. Do not let the motherfucker get a hold of this. And you simply looking around like, man, I ain't making no money, right? Man, nobody want to hear that, bro. Especially if I'm giving you the game. You can see right here, collegefortn.org/TN Promise. So you can see all this. I'm gonna make sure I put the links to all this in the description below the like button on the video. All right. The same thing. Learn more. You can get more information right here. FAFSA, apply. This lets you go to everything. College student checklist, high school student checklist. All this stuff is right here at a click, man. You got you got the iPhone, newest iPhone here, newest Android, Galaxy 25, 30, 35, whatever. Ain't no excuse. Get to all this. All right. Which one is this? I want to. Okay. Tennessee Private Scholarship Program. Benefits of that. South College. You can hit them up and get more information. Determine if you qualify for up to 2 years of free tuition, i.e., 2 years you ain't got to come out your pocket. All right. You might have to come out your pocket for books and other ancillary things. But the tuition, boom, they got you. I.e., if you're smart, knock it out in 2 years. It shouldn't take you no more than 2 years. You young, what you doing? Running behind them hoes? About to have a baby? Slow your whole life down? Or you can get in and get to that money. And we'll talk about the money. You'll be surprised what you can make doing this stuff. All right, so that's the Tennessee Promise. That's for soon to be graduates from high school. Boom. Now we have Tennessee Reconnect. Like, man, I done graduated. I done missed the opportunity. Hold on. Slow it down. Tennessee Reconnect. I'm gonna make sure I got all that. Tennessee Reconnect. See, Tennessee State Government. Tennessee Reconnect is a last dollar grant for adults to earn an associate's degree or technical certificate tuition free. All right. Ain't no excuses. Man, I'm 20, man. I don't know if I right here. Right here. I'm doing this because from what I've learned, shout out to these two brothers. I'm not gonna say where they work for, but they let me know based on the history of Memphis, all the black folk will push that outer rim. They're steady pushing black folk out. The money staying in the core, and the Negroes are being left at like a wall, kind of getting pushed to the outskirts. A way to combat that is invest in the youth, put them in these programs so they can get into these trades. Why trades first, Victor? Why are you talking about that first? You got to be able to put up buildings and maintain them to conduct business. You go to a bank in a building. You shop for groceries in a building. You live in an apartment or a house. You live in an apartment and a house in a building. It has to be maintained. You take a deuce and it start bubbling back up. Guess what? You need a plumber. You cut on all the lights and everything's working. You go to the breakers, nothing's tripped. You call an electrician. You have a leak somewhere in the roof. Hey, we got to get a carpenter. so forth and so on. Your AC is, dang, why is it so hot? AC is on, the machine's on outside, and ain't working. Guess what? You could need to call HVAC. These are trades that are mandatory for everyday society. Sisters, you are not finna stay in a hot house when it's hot outside. You're not finna stay in a cold house when it's cold outside. You most definitely not finna be in a house where everything you drop in the toilet comes back up to say hi. So we got to get these things going. You're not finna deal with a leaky roof. Well, you might put up a leaky roof for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You put a little bucket out. Eventually, you're gonna get tired of that. I'm just letting you know how sisters move. They get tired of the nonsense. But you see right here, step one: complete the Tennessee Reconnect grant application. All right, don't do it on the Mac. Don't do it on the mobile device. Go sit down on a computer. Man, I ain't got a computer. I ain't got a computer. Your local library does. Your public library does. You got a bill coming in your name? Water bill, electricity bill, something like that? Okay, go get your library card. Quit half stepping. Once you create an account, select apply for scholarships on the TSAC portal, and then choose Tennessee Reconnect. Complete it. Your personalized Reconnect success plan will be generated. Make sure you review it, means read it, and print it out or save it to your computer. Apply to your local community college or eligible Tennessee Reconnect institution, i.e., you're not locked into one institution, one college. All right, so man, I can't go to no, ain't no excuses. I'm doing this to take away excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you when I'm 50, 60 years old. Man, you living life, bro. I wish I would. Hey, you saw my program, right? Yeah. Fuck on. If I pick these rocks, I'll start hitting you with it. Fuck on, man. I don't want to hear it because I'm giving you the game now. Step three: file the free application for federal student aid FAFSA for enrolling in a degree or certificate program at least part-time and launch your future, i.e., you are probably already working somewhere. You don't want to work. You can't stand it. You into it with your boss. You don't feel fulfilled. You know it ain't gonna pay much. So you don't give a damn. I mean, I gotta do it full-time, part-time, at least part-time, at least 6 credit hours. All right. Then you can go on this page. I'm gonna have all these links below. Below the like button. You click here, get more information. You see right here, I'm gonna have this link too. Tennessee Reconnect one pager. Why they doing this? Tennessee needs another 800,000 plus degrees to reach our drive to 55 goal. I'm not even sure what that's about. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care. They got a program set up, a scholarship set in place for you to get your school paid for, tuition free for 2 years, so you can elevate your life. I don't give a damn what they trying to do with it. Oh well. Oh well. Make sure make sure you wasn't tripping. Because show one thing, I'm seeing another. Reason why I'm saying that stuff is because there are companies. Oh, dang, okay. That are hiring like this is CBRE. I was talking to some cats the other day. They let me know that CBRE, um, they have trades, and they do the facilities. So that means everything that goes wrong in the hospital I work at. So if the water's backed up, there's a pipe that busts. They got people working on that. So as you can see, let's go through this. We see all these other things they got going on. They do more than just everything, but you got building engineers, maintenance technician, and groundskeeper. You can do that. But right here, building engineer, electrical, carpentry, maintenance technician, carpentry, foreman. That is center construction. You gotta be kind of up there in ranks. You gotta be doing it for a while to get to foreman. Hybrid tech, mobile, HVAC, refrigeration, building maintenance. Opportunities are opening up, but you have to have the skill set. All right, utilize those programs. All right. Now, Vic, do they pay any money? My Black Universe, I don't think they pay no money, man. I'm over here making, you know what I'm saying, 20K a year, 25,000 a year. Okay, well, HVAC technicians. This is the beginning. And I want you to realize this is base salary we're talking about. You're gonna work overtime. If you know anything about construction, if anybody gonna tell you anything about construction, you'll work overtime. And before you say, oh, well, I don't know about Memphis, we'll talk. Salary breakdown by experience and type: Tennessee, Memphis, entry level, boom, 36 to 57. Mid level, 50 to 80. Senior, master, 28 to 43 plus. Commercial, specialized, 38 to 50 an hour. What they're saying is common. You can still get overtime. Some of you are working overtime on $12 and $15 an hour. What? Calculate the overtime on 27. Calculate the overtime on 30. Calculate the overtime on 43. Calculate the overtime on these higher numbers, because your responsibility is to be the best HVAC tech there is. To learn as much as you can, as efficient as you can, as fast as you can. Don't learn fast and be fucking up. All right? Ain't nobody gonna hire you. Be efficient, then fast. Once you get efficient, you are fast. It goes hand in hand. All right. And so boom, that's the typical money you can make. And the beautiful thing about everything I'm showing you guys as far as these trades, you can leave Tennessee. Now I want to leave Tennessee. I want to go to California. Okay, you have a trade. Stick here for about 2-3 years, get your weight up, get your skills up, and then take yourself where you want to go. Find a job, make sure the cost of living makes sense for the pay, and then dip. Go there for about 5-10 years. Get your stats up. And you want to come back to Tennessee, you can come back making the upper echelon, because people know who you are. Oh yeah. So yeah, he from here. Yeah. He done came back home. That's what they say. He done came back home. Now you top dog, not the little dog. Carpenter. It's the U.S. between 38 and 90, between 38 and 98,000. Memphis, Tennessee, the general range is 30 to over 70, with specialized or senior roles exceeding 90 to 100. Look at the breakdowns, experience level, apprentices, because you're going to start as an apprentice. You don't get to skip forward. You got to earn your keep. Apprentice. Memphis specifics. You can go up. Industry impact. You can go up. Top paying cities like Franklin, Tennessee. Let's say you don't want to leave Tennessee, but you want to move where you can make more money. Boom, you can do that. Also, you can do work on the side. You can do carpentry on the side. Once you get to a certain level, you can possibly do it for yourself. You want to do a niche thing, you can do that. You're not stuck into one thing. That's the beautiful thing about trades. You can find a niche and go into business for yourself. We do this specific type of carpentry, or I use my carpentry. I make these. I make specialized little dog houses for rich folk who got these little specialty breeds. I do custom houses. Oh, we want it to be. Oh, okay, cool. It's gonna run you about 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have marble and all that stuff. It's gonna whatever. I don't know. I'm not a carpenter. I'm just saying you can take these skills, your base skills, and then start branching out and doing certain things. Electricians. Electricians, $40,000 to $100,000 a year. You can make. It's national average. 2 years, up to 2 years experience. 4+ years. High end specialized. 110 to 160. Now, if you're wondering why this seems like a little bit higher, you're dealing with electricity. The work I do, I work on CT scanners, PET scanners, things of that nature. These devices, these systems take three-phase power coming into the system. The three-phase power runs about 430 volts per phase. So when you measure it between any two phases, you see 430 volts of power. That'll put you out your misery. That's at this level. So imagine the power needed for a skyscraper. Imagine the power needed for some of these marvels of architecture. You're dealing with something serious. Imagine you having to add on to that because they want to expand out west or they want to expand out east or north. You playing with some serious voltage right there. And if you are not serious about it and you over there bullcorning, you ain't got to worry about a casket. Okay? But there's good money in this. And guess what? People need electricity, internet, rechargeable devices, TV, electric cars. You need electricians, plumbers. Look at your average salary, 63 grand, about $30 an hour. Median salary, top earners, typical range. The beautiful thing about this, like I said, you see what you can start making is you could do plumbing on the side. My dad did plumbing on the side. Once he got to a certain level, before he got hurt, he did plumbing on the side. He, worked a shift. If there was no major construction projects going on, hey, you're a plumber, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a plumber. Hey, can you? Hey, we need to do this and get this. Okay, I got you. This is how much it's gonna cost. This material costs, my labor. Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Go over there, do good work, knock it out, make some extra bread, make extra 200-300. So you have that. Now I'm throwing this in here. General contractor. When we start talking about construction, all right, I don't know if there's necessarily a degree program for this one. For this, usually I think you're in the construction field and you kind of move into this general contract, but you can make money doing that as well. That's when you start getting to the part where you got your own business going and you start bidding for contracts. There's a company that says, let's say there's a major construction company doing stuff, but they don't have the manpower. You can be a general contractor and you can bid for that contract, say we can do this work, and then there's a certain part of the construction that you guys take over or you handle. And the cool thing about it is typically there's a specific code that each project has to have, it has to be on. So there's no, well, if you go to Tennessee, they do electrical this way. Oh, and they do electrical that way in Texas. Nah, there's typically a general consensus on how it is expected to be done in each building. All right. That's why they say a building's not up to code, you get a code infraction. So I want to show you guys that. All right. There's a way to get into it. You can take them 2 years, knock it out, and get it done. Now, that's some nonsense I'm looking at. Let's close that. Boom. Let's bring this up. So once you get up and get your weight up, you can kind of choose what you want to do. Do you want to do commercial or residential? Some of you might not mind doing commercial, where you're always working on new buildings at a fast pace. It's you crazy overtime all the time. Some might do it for a little bit just to get your stats up, get your weight up, and to say, I'd rather do residential where I can kind of calm down and I don't have to work. I'm not doing 100 hours a week every week. You can see there's differences in the type of work you deal with. Like if you're doing more residential, typically you're dealing with people's boo boo backing up. Now that can get expensive real quick depending on what's going on. You're dealing with homeowners mostly, established buildings. Commercial, you're usually dealing with more newer construction. My dad was a commercial plumber, and so he never touched dookie. It was always a brand new toilet, never sat on, never dookie did. That's the work he did. So you can choose what you want to do and what you want to deal with, right? And make good money. All right, everything's gonna take time to get to the higher levels, but you finna get older anyway. So you can get older and be bullshitting and working at Walmart for 15 years, hoping you make some decent money. I got a homie to let you know he was a manager at Walmart, assistant manager, and I think he made like 45,000 a year, but he was salary and he worked like 60 hours a week. Yeah, ain't worth it. You got commercial electrician versus residential. Like I told you, big voltages right there. 277 to 480 volts, three-phase system. When I was telling you, residential, lower voltage. Thing with this, these voltages can typically they can hold you and kill you slowly. And I'm letting you know that because this is serious business when you deal with electricity. They can hold you and cook you from the inside. So there's a hazard with these types of work. Thus, you get paid more. So if you want to deal with high rises and big voltages, the buildings like the hospitals and things of that nature, commercials for you. If you're okay with just doing residentials like the homes here, maybe the office building, et cetera, 12240, that's for you. And these are things you can grow into because you might want to do commercial the first 3 years of after your apprenticeship, and then you might want to do residential for a while. You can swap back and forth if you need to. Get your money up, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm saying all this stuff. Besides just not letting these black communities fade away. So let's look at commercial HVAC. Large modular designed for high capacity. Those big old silver boxy vents you see going across from side to side in some industrial areas. Like let's say you work in a warehouse, big metal construction that goes from one place, and this is one big fan that blows down on everything. That's what you're talking about right there. And then what we have in the house, central heating, AC. You can choose which ones you want to deal with. And then carpentry versus residential. So carpentry at the commercial level, you're looking at offices, retail, using steel and concrete with higher pay, strict, safety driven, and faster pace. You may be up 3 stories in the air or more. You got to be careful. You can't be bull cornered. Um, Residential, wood frame homes, renovations, things of that nature. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Like you have so many different options once you get your weight up. There's brothers I know that do carpentry for people. They do renovations in people's homes. They go in there, hey, we want to our shower, we want to renovate our shower. It's old. They go in there, try all the old stuff out, put brand new stuff in, get them set up, get them right. But that's with time. That's when you get your experience. You know what you're doing. Your work speaks for itself. People, hey, yeah, so and so, he's good on project. Yeah, let's get him. He can fix it. He know what he's doing. It may seem annoying, but you can turn around and turn that into, hey, we heard about your work. We would like for you to come and do this $30,000 job for us. And you go in there like, you gonna pay me $30,000 for this? I can knock this out, man. I ain't gonna spend, but you know what you're doing because you got the experience, the know-how, and you know what you're looking at, and you're confident in your work. And wrong one. And once again, the reason why I'm telling you guys this, it's like I said before, I did not understand that if I'm not going in a direction, I can't lead a woman. Some of you do want to get married. Some of you probably don't care for it. Uh, some of you just want to, be able to live a comfortable life. Cool. But you have to have a skill set. And the sooner you get locked in, the better your life is at 40. I'm at 40. I make better than 30 an hour, but I'm taking care of 5 people. Imagine you making 30 plus an hour, taking care of just you, or taking care of you and your lady. And by the time you decide you want to have a family, get settled down, you making 45, $50 an hour, $60 an hour. Because you put yourself in position by having this game sooner rather than later. All right. So this is gonna be part one. This is the trades. I'm gonna come back and look at the specialty. I'm gonna do specialties probably next month, and then do another segment probably next month. And sisters, I'm not leaving you out intentionally. I'm not leaving your daughters out. We're trying to get the young man on point. So if they do decide they want to approach your daughter and be a husband and take her hand in marriage or whatever, they ain't broke. Right? They ain't struggle love. We getting away from struggle love. We're getting away from struggle life. We are putting ourselves in position to be as successful as possible. And once again, I'm gonna say this, and I want you to feel me when I say it. If I give you the game now and you do nothing with it, do not come to me 5, 10 years later talking about, man, I wish I would. I'm probably gonna pick up some rocks and hit you in the head with them. Probably just do. I told you, get away from me. I'm sorry. So I'm pelting you with some rocks. So, V1 family, share this with a young man. They like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. This might give us some insight. Next month, we'll probably get into imaging and other specialties surrounding the hospital, because that's where I'm at. I'm in imaging as an engineer. And other things, man. As I talk to the brothers who will get out here and make money and get gamed up, I'm gonna bring it to you. Peace and Black empowerment.
I could talk about back in the day, man, those times were so great. Nah, they weren't perfect every day, sunny days, but we played in the park, Trinity after